All right, so it's right now. I'm at the lake, and I'm going to talk to you guys. I'm sorry if this camera's a little shaky, but I'm going to talk to you guys about self-love, and self-love as a masculine or a butchier type of female. So, as I tell you before, as I told you in my other video, my name is Karina, and I'm more of the butchier type of gay woman. I'm not feminine. I don't get my nails done. I wear white t-shirts and camo pants and sneakers, and I'm a rugby player. Like, I'm pretty, I roughen up a bit. But the reason why I want to talk about self-love today is because I feel that as a masculine woman or as a butchy woman, like, you have to have a different type of self-love. Women who grow up like me, we don't really have, how can I explain it, always supporting parents. Like, I'm 20 and gay marriage, is past, and people are becoming more and more comfortable talking about their sexuality, but there's still a childhood that woman like me came from. And when I grew up, I came from a religious household, a single parent household. My father, he was in the picture, but he wasn't physically there as often because my parents, they were just two people who didn't belong together. And I lived with my mom, and she was very religious based, very faith driven. Everything was God and the Holy Spirit. And I also went to Catholic school when I was a child. And when I went to Catholic school, I always wore a uniform. I didn't have to dress any type of way. So I think one of the important things from my childhood was, that point or that moment, as, little baby Butch, when you realize that, okay, I'm not like other women or other girls. I don't like feminine stuff. It's not for me. I don't feel comfortable in dresses. What do I do? And being in Catholic school, as I said, I didn't have to buy extra clothes because I had a uniform. So I really didn't have clothes. I mean, I had clothes, but I didn't really have like a huge selection of clothes. I never really had to wear them. So when I was like 15, I started to feel out, okay, men's clothes. And, my mom, she wasn't about that. She would throw away my underwear because I threw out my panties, and I started wearing boxer briefs. She would throw out my actual clothes because they were from the men's section. And, it's hard being, as a butchier female and growing up because, you not everybody's parents accepts it. And then not only that, but, sometimes people are mean about it. You walk into public, as a woman, you walk into the bathroom and the woman, they stare at you because they don't know if you're like a male or female. They're not sure. You have the instances where, men, they challenge you and they say aggressive things towards you. Not all the time. This doesn't happen all the time, but I've had it happen to me before. I'm not a man hater. I like men. They're cool. I just don't date them. But going through that childhood, also my mother didn't accept the fact that I was gay. So going through that childhood experience of, my mom not accepting that I was gay, and she told me that she thought it was disgusting. Like, literally said, it was disgusting that I would want to hold hands with another female, or, I would want to be intimate, and kiss another female. Like, she didn't like it. And, on top of the clothes, throwing out my clothes and whatnot. So the reason why I feel like, now as an adult, I'm 20, I'm backtracking in my head that I wasn't really close to my mom. She didn't really, she loved me, but she didn't really give me the emotional attention that I needed as a kid. And, the whole gay thing really, buckled heads with us. And now that I'm starting to grow up and realize I have to love myself, okay? Nobody's gonna love me other than me. I mean, people will love you, of course, family, friends, and intimate partners. But, if you don't love you, why does it matter? Why does it matter if you don't love you? And I had to learn that I had to love myself as the person that I am. I had to learn that not everybody's gonna love me. I experienced that this year. Um, and just because, another lesson, just because somebody is not interested in you or somebody doesn't make you their choice does not mean that you lose value as a person. That was a big lesson that I had to learn because, coming from a childhood, as I said, being different and growing up, my mom didn't really get along with it. I had childhood wounds, and I think, I would shy away from my mom. I didn't really want to be around her all too much because, every time I was around her, it was an argument. It wasn't positive. She was engulfed with work. She was a nurse and she was trying to get her education. So I personally didn't grow up with a great relationship with her. And I wish I would. Sorry, bug. I wish I would have, you know. But, I had to dig down deep and I had to realize that, my negative relationship, with my mom to an extent caused me to hurt. It caused me to find love in other people, and finding love in other people doesn't work because, as I said, if someone doesn't love you, they don't want to be with you, they don't look at you that way, who is it hurting at the end of the day? It's not hurting them, it's hurting you. So this year was a rough year for me, and I had to learn that I had to love myself, and loving myself was trying new things. That's one example on how to love yourself. Trying new things to find a potential passion. I'm still trying to discover my passion, but something that I did learn to enjoy is rugby. Rugby is a sport. It's kind of like a hybrid between football and soccer. You don't use protection, like you don't have pads. It's a lot of running. But anyway, it's a sport that was offered at my university. And, the girls asked me to be on the team, and I did. And from being on the team for 2 semesters, I got sworn in as VP. And my teammates wanted me to be vice president because they thought I could handle the responsibility. And, rugby taught me self-love because it taught me how to take care of myself better. I lost about 20 pounds running and playing the sport. And I don't think I would have done that if I didn't have rugby here, Also rugby, helped me express my, butchiness a little more. I can be me and feel comfortable. The girls don't mind it, my coach doesn't mind it. Like, if I'm not me, they're like, what's wrong with you? So I think getting into an environment where you as yourself and the person that you are is most definitely a way to self-love. You have to put yourself in that environment because you will develop and bloom further into the person that you are designed to be. I'm sorry, I'm pausing. Another version of self-love is that I had to go back into old past childhood memories, and I had to sit and unwind and really think about why I felt that way, or was I missing out on emotional needs and attention? And the reality was I was. As I said, my dad, he loved me very much. He loved my little sister very much, but I live with my mom and we bumped heads all the time. And with her priorities and her responsibilities, she never really made a lot of time for my sister and I, nurturing wise. And it hurt me, and I had to dig down deep and pull out those problems. I think a lot of times when it comes to self-love, what hinders people is pulling out all the crap. Nobody wants to do that. When you pull the crap out, nobody wants to sit through the tears and sit through, the pain on what caused them to be so closed off, or what caused them not to love themselves the way they should have. So most definitely, you have to go dig deep and open up. And also, as a more masculine butchy female, I'm talking to all the little baby dykes and even masculine women who have a harder time accepting themselves. Just do it. Just let it go. Realize it's your life. Realize that you have to live that way. Realize there's nothing wrong with you because you're not feminine and you don't conform to what society says how a traditional female should be. Honestly, screw that. Don't get me wrong, feminine girly girls are beautiful, they really are. But it's not you. Don't press yourself to be that way. And in order for you to be butchy, you don't have to be a guy. You don't have to think like you have to be the opposite gender to pursue that. Go to the store, buy the clothes, feel comfortable, get comfortable with your body, dig down deep and see why certain parts of your body or your mind or your lifestyle bothers you. It's going to be hard. There's going to be a lot of tears. You're going to cry, but accept the fact that that's the only way you're going to get on a path to self-love, and when you love yourself and you start to worry about you start to eat better, make better decisions, start to get involved more, you'll start to develop a new form of energy and the right people will be attracted to that. And from there, you'll develop better business partnerships, you'll develop, better relationships with women and friendships, and you'll attract actually the right female. I kid you not. I haven't found the right female, but self-love has taught me what not to look for in certain females because I've dealt with the wrong ones. So, self-love, please go out and please find it. Don't wait until you're 40, 50, 60 years old to find self-love. And even if you are 40, 50, 60 years old and you haven't discovered self-love yet, do it now. The faster you do it, it's going to be hard at first, but the easier the weight is going to be lifted off your shoulders about other people's opinions of you. Because when you worry about other people's opinions of you, you end up hurting yourself. You end up stressing yourself out. If your family doesn't support certain things, your family doesn't support the way that you live and how you are, unfortunately, sometimes you gotta cut them off. You have to do what's best for you because you love you in the end. And right now, that's my wrap up, really quick for self-love. If anyone has any comments, questions, concerns, I would love people to give me topics. That would be fun to talk about. I'm still new at this YouTube thing. I always watch videos, but I never actually made one. Well, I made one before, but, thanks for listening, and always remember to love yourself. Bye.